2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Miami Heat. For the Heat, at 10th in the East, they haven't made significant headway from where they ended last season. Boy, how they'd love to pull themselves up that conference ladder a few spots. And guys, it's hard to believe that for a portion of his career, Hassan Whiteside was having a hard time getting minutes at all. He was even out of the league for a few years. What clicked for him to become the player he is today?
Well, I've talked to him personally, Ernie, and he understood that work and focus was all he needed to be in the NBA. He started playing to his strengths. Every now and then he does silly stuff. I'll call him and say, hey, straighten up. That's why he got the big contract, Ernie.
Yeah, there seem to be times when he's not exactly dialed in.
He's not dialed in, but he's a young player. But, you know, when I don't see him dialed in, then that's when I dial in and say, yo, man, you got to get dialed in.
And he takes your calls?
Oh, of course he does.
Well, you know, it's hard to get second chances in this league, but he's made the most of them. And when he's making the most of them, he's getting them SLNs. You know what that is.
Shaq-like numbers.
Without question.
That's what that meant. Wow.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thanks, Kenny.
That'll do it for now. We send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
We are in Charlotte, North Carolina. 2K Sports proudly brings you NBA basketball from the home of the Hornets. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. The Heat will play just this one game on the road before returning back home to Miami. Winning their last 3 games, they'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
Yeah, and to say these guys are hot right now would be putting it mildly. They've come into this game playing arguably the best basketball of anybody in the league.
Yeah, the system and their execution, everything for them has been in sync.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the floor for Miami, Olynyk down low with Whiteside. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Richardson in at the 3 slot.
Well, the Heat story last year was about some kind of rekindling. At the beginning of the year, really struggling. And then all of a sudden, they just burst into flames. They were right in the playoff hunt after the All-Star break. An incredible turnaround for Eric Spoelstra and his staff.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Walker's shot is off. Waiters passes to Olynyk, and the dunk by Olynyk.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
And the Heat last season, winning 30 of their final 41 games of the season. They would finish, Brent, at 500, but they had to work to get there.
Amazing to think that even with that turnaround, maybe just one game could have made the difference for the Heat getting into the playoffs. It ended up becoming Chicago as the 8th seed, and they beat the Heat 2 times last year.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. Walker against Dragic. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Dragic has got his first points of the night.
Well, we all know how confident Goran Dragic is when it comes to scoring inside. Nice shot selection there for him.
Walker with it. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston.
And guys, the other thing that he did well was just facilitate the offense, pass the ball around beautifully in that one. Seriously put on a passing clinic.
Dragic against Walker. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. To the left wing for 3. Olynyk sinks the triple. Olynyk's got 5 now.
Now they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burners.
Walker against Dragic. Screened by Howard. Misses off the right iron.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Walker following the score by Miami. Just 5 on the clock. Rebound by Olynyk. The Heat leading by 6. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Williams can't get it to go.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
Here's the 3. And Dragic gets it to go on the assist from Dion Waiters. Waiters got his 3rd assist on the night. Williams a screen on Richardson. Here's Howard. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Howard establishing some confidence now down low. Just get him the ball and let him take care of business.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, we were able to talk with Steve Clifford. They have won their one matchup against this team so far. But he said the first order of business was for them to score against a very tough shot blocking team inside. He said in a game like this, you can't turn down perimeter looks. They could be the key to victory. We'll see if he's right, Kevin.
Thanks for the report, David. Guys, just how difficult is it to face a team with this kind of defense?
Kevin, it is tough. They've got some guys who can totally wreck your game plan with their activity on D.
I also wonder if this is going to give them a spark of their own on defense. You face a team with this kind of pressure, and it can get you fired up to prove that you're every bit as tough as your opponent.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
There's a screen by Williams. Walker goes in. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
Phenomenal use of the body there to free himself up from the defender and get a clean look at the basket.
Dragic kicks to Olynyk. Right side a screen. Waiters right side. To the middle. Here's Richardson. Lays it up and banks it in. Now that we're into the year, some teams starting to show cracks, Brent, could use an infusion of talent. How hard is it to make an in-season trade that can really have an impact on your team?
I think it's more and more difficult, Kevin, with the rules and the way that the salary cap is set up for teams really that are contending for something big to go out and all of a sudden grab that one piece. It's very rare that a team can go out that's sitting on top of the standings and find that one specialist that's going to come in and make that team even better. So when that does happen, you have to really commend GMs that have done their homework and manipulated the salary cap so that there's space for that kind of player.
Complex, I agree. Waiters grabs the miss. Last game for the Charlotte Hornets, it was a loss to the Rockets in Houston.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Well, 9 times out of 10, if you can't take advantage of the freebies at this level, the outcome is not going to be in your favor.
Batum against Richardson, and it's slammed in by Howard.
And no answer for Dwight Howard that deep inside the paint, always looking to throw it down.
Walker against Dragic. Waiters outside, the pass to Whiteside. Whiteside, a screen on Batum. Richardson, that's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Tough for Josh Richardson last year to get some consistent play due to injuries that just sort of took him off track, but it definitely slowed up what was looking like a very encouraging sophomore season, and still has a bright future ahead of him.
And despite the injury-riddled season last year, you can see what Richardson provides to a team when he is healthy and Brent when he's ready to go. Solid wing player.
Well, they love Richardson coming out of college as a guy who could play flat-out defense on the wing, and then all of a sudden he stepped up in some big moments 2 years ago and started draining three-point shots. So they feel like they've got a perimeter player in Richardson that's going to make that kind of progression and have that kind of consistency for them in the next few years.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez, no good.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
Now here's Carter Williams. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. This one for 3. The shot by Monk is no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Back to Winslow. The feed to Johnson. That's tipped. Carter Williams against Wade. Shoots it up. They get it back, and Kid Gilchrist gets to Monk. Feeds it to Carter Williams. In the corner, it's Monk. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Johnson, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for Charlotte.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
The first free throw is good. James Johnson, the journeyman forward, the kind of player that can eat up minutes at either forward position, Brent, and just do whatever he has to do to contribute to the team on offense.
Again, one of the guys who last year benefited from an incredible run from the teammates around him, and his skills were on full display. At his size, puts the ball down, shoots the 3, goes in and will dunk on somebody. Played with incredible aggressive mindset last year and became a candidate for one of the league's most improved players.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Miami leading by 7. Wade outside. He feeds it to Johnson. Fast break now for Charlotte. Banked in off the glass. Monk's got 5 men.
And how about Monk there? You better get in front of him when he's in attack mode. If you allow him to get to that launching pad, it is too little, too late.
Now, here's Wade. Last game we saw him score 13. Now, here's Ellington. He's covered closely, so the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Brent, the stretch 4, the 3-and-D players, specialties that have emerged over the years. Any other specialties you see becoming a trend?
The one that I see as a trend, Kevin, right now is the redefining of the 5 position. To think about guys like Porzingis, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, being able to stretch a defense out at the 5 position all the way out to the 3-point line. We're redefining what it means to be a center in the NBA.
I'm sure there are traditional guys that see that and just can't believe what they're watching, huh? Guys out there that big and hitting shots.
Yeah, most of those old guys will take back to the home, Kevin. Just enjoy it while you can.
And that one misses. And last season, Greg, one big issue for the Hornets was their bench.
And Charlotte tried their best to address that issue this past offseason. It just goes to show that you need to have a complete roster to compete. A lot of games were given away by the Hornets last year by losing ground when the starters left the court.
He hits the second from the line. Now here's Carter Williams. Pass to Monk. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. He has 7.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Wade kicks to Winslow. Dishes it to Wade. A beautiful reverse layup. Wade's got his first 2 points.
As soon as Wade gets the ball that close to the basket, he's going to take advantage of weak defense and score.
Hornets trail by 6. Carter Williams kicks to Monk. Pass to Hernan Gomez. The dish now to Monk. From 13, it is not good. He's made half of his 6 attempts. Now here's Ellington. Not a lot of room. Good on the bucket.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
Kaminsky kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Here's the floater. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Johnson.
And when you look at Kid Gilchrist, and he is certainly known for his ability to defend and attack the rim. He's a terrific athlete, and he uses that athleticism on both sides of the floor, and just the prototype when you look at that hybrid forward position.
2 shots.
He throw good. Michael Kid Gilchrist. And you look at the size and game of Kid Gilchrist. He is the opposite of what most GMs look for in that 3 spot. But Greg, he makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, most teams want a tall 3 that can stretch the floor. Kid Gilchrist isn't that, but still gets playing time because he's effective when on the floor. If you play defense like he does, you're going to find a way to get on the floor. And looking at this Charlotte roster, really the strength of it is their perimeter play. A good collection of dynamic playmakers and shooters from that point guard to small forward position. They are the bulk of this team's offensive threats.
Now Wade after the missed 3 from Malik Monk. Wade dishes to Ellington. Back to Wade. To the inside. It's stolen by Kaminsky. Carter Williams against Wade. And here is Carter Williams. They set the pick. Here's Monk. No good off the back of the rim. Greg, the Hornets were strong outside, but weak inside. I guess they've addressed that weakness, going for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they went out and got what they felt could be an anchor on that front line. And listen, he's going to provide that rim presence that they lacked a season ago. The question is, can he also give them some punch offensively? And maybe not as highly touted as some other guards that went before him, but Malik Monk can be scary on the floor. He can get hot like no other, and once he's dialed in, the points just seem to flow.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Greg, as you said, Monk has that ability to take over with his shooting.
I mean, Monk looks to get going with his scoring at all times, and he's just got that shooter's mentality where all shots are good shots. That can be a positive and a negative, but I prefer he have that aggressive mentality when it comes to scoring the basketball.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
And he comes up with the deuce. Adebayo's got his first points of the night. There's 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. They set the pick. Carter Williams kicks to Monk. Fires the three. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Miami, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We'll return shortly. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
A nice game plan coming in, and right now sticking to it. It's a nice lead that they have.
Miami leading by 7. The forwards are Kid Gilchrist and Kaminsky. Carter Williams is out there with Monk, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Here's Wade. Passes it to Adebayo. Banked in off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Hornets trail by 7. Carter Williams, the pass to Kid Gilchrist. Here's Hernan Gomez. There's the pick. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
The Hornets shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good. Michael Kid Gilchrist. Brent, you were known for your leaping ability. You won a dunk contest. We all remember it very vividly during the pre-draft process. Did they measure your max vertical?
They did, Kevin. At the Chicago pre-draft camp, you run through a series of tests there. Your conditioning, how your CO2 gets kicked out. They put this mask on you and check your stamina. There's a bunch of doctors in there poking and prodding. I won't go into detail about that.
Thank you.
But they did measure the max vertical during that Chicago pre-draft, and it was about 39-inch vertical leap, so not too bad.
Not too bad at all. And so it's Charlotte with it. The Heat getting the bucket. Shoots off the screen. That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down to 4 points. The basket there from Monk.
And it takes a lot to shake Monk off his game. Even if you surround him, he just seems to find a way to score.
Now here's Wade, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Kaminsky sets the pick for Carter Williams. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game, fresh from a win against Portland.
And this is why depth is so important. You know, next man up, and it's pretty much the philosophy for every good team in our league.
You're going to have injuries. You're going to have nights where there's foul troubles or the starters just struggle. So you need a strong bench to remain consistent in this league.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Right side a screen. Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Here's Walker, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Yeah, smart heads-up defense by Walker, setting up the break. He's so good at coming up with those steals without putting himself or his team at risk.
Now here's Waiters. He's coming off a 13-point game against Portland. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. And it's sent back by Howard.
Well, Dwight Howard patrolling the paint still makes you think about your shot attempts, easily leaping up to throw that one away.
Richardson the pass to Olynyk. High quality look, and he sinks it. Olynyk's got his third bucket of the night.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Well, he's going to punish you down there if you're not more physical than he is, and look for them to go right back to that play.
Batum sets a screen for Walker. Williams a screen. 4 on the shot clock. Walker a screen on Waiters. From deep three-point range. Howard misses. The Heat with the lead. Now Richardson. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Portland. Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Outside Dragic. Screen by Olynyk. The Heat need to get a shot off. Here's Waiters, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock. And it's a 4-point Heat lead.
Some people feel Waiters takes too many contested jumpers, and that lowers his field goal percentage, but he nails that one.
Walker goes in, shoots over Dragic, and he overshot that one, missing.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now, a bit out of rhythm.
Brett, last season you can think of several huge plays and big shots for Dion Waiters. He had a handful of game winners for his team, and one thing Waiters has is the confidence to take that last shot with the game on the line.
Well, I remember the quote from Waiters where he said, "I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9, because if you go 0 for 9, that means you stop shooting." I guarantee you any coach he plays for would have him stop at 0 for 9. But the confidence is there always for Dion Waiters.
Free throw, good. Waiters. And last season, the Heat showed that they can score and attack you from many different sources.
Well, the Heat have a team where one player can step up for them on any given night, and they improve their outside shooting so much. So many guys had a tremendous year from behind the three-point line. They opened up the floor a bit. So with Dragic running the point and using his speed, they had some other gunners out there who got into a great rhythm, and certainly that winning streak helped their confidence.
Second free throw, no good.
Still struggling to find some consistency as an offensive player, but Waiters does get to the free throw line a fair amount for a guy who shoots so many threes.
Now here's Lamb. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Houston. The shot by Williams, no good.
And that's just good offense. Surprised he blew that one, and the defense is too.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And looking now at some numbers for Nicholas Batum. How last month turned out for him, averaging 13 points per game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Here's Walker, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Walker's got 4 this quarter.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Right side a screen. Outside Dragic. Kicks to Richardson. Trying his luck deep. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got 5 rebounds tonight. And stolen by Richardson. Whiteside kicks to Dragic. From deep, Richardson. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Richardson shooting it now from deep. Good touch on the long ranger.
Here's Howard. That one's not going to go. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Richardson with it. He's picked up by Walker. On the wing, Lamb. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Walker's shot is off. The Heat leading by 6. Batum with the steal. On the wing, Lamb. And once again off the mark by Charlotte.
No excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Good on the shot.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
Dragic with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
The Heat have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Walker with a clean look. Hits it from 3-point range. Now just a 1-point Heat lead.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And Waiters, here we go. Brent, as we're becoming a more positionless league, the league is asking guys entering the NBA to do more things. And so, with that being said, of some of the youngsters, who strikes you as the most versatile?
I really love the demeanor and approach of Karl Anthony Towns' game right now. I just feel like there's something that he has in terms of how he controls himself on the floor, Kevin, and the full confidence of the complement of skills he has. Stepping back and shooting threes, playing out of the post and making passes, handling the ball on the fast break. I think Karl Anthony Towns does some amazing things and is incredibly versatile from that 5 position.
Free throw, good. Waiters. That misses, so he splits the free throws. And just a year ago, it seemed that things were set in place for Howard, playing for his hometown team. But in a surprise trade, he was moved out to Charlotte.
And there seems to be a lot of reasons for the trade. I mean, Howard wasn't the right fit in Atlanta, a team trying to get smaller and younger. Never easy to get traded from your hometown team.
And here is Waiters. Following the three-pointer by Nicholas Batum, they get the rebound, goes back up. Here's Whiteside on the jam by Whiteside.
Not sure if physically you could put Whiteside's game in a nutshell. A guy who hustles and tracks down hard rebounds and then turns them into easy points for his team.
Here's Lamb. The Heat getting the bucket. Left side, Williams. Outside, Walker. Shoots over Dragic. Walker's shot is off.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Richardson the pass to Whiteside. And Waiters, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Marvin Williams.
And someone just was baited into that foul. Waiters with the herky-jerky move. Tough cover.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. And the first one at the line is good. Charlotte making some changes. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Howard. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Williams. And Monk's subbed in for Jeremy Lamb. Heat also with a sub. Winslow's checked in. And both free throws good for Waiters. Well, Eric Spoelstra known for being a player's coach, but he also isn't afraid to dish out some tough love. With this team in a rebuilding phase, he's had to do that a lot.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is just get the most out of every player on the team, and he lets them know, I'm going to put you in positions, guys, to maximize your potential. Sometimes that can come from tough love, but most of the time it's because they want greatness. That's what the Miami Heat organization is all about.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget. His 2nd season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
Justice Winslow, the Duke product, can give you a lot on the wing. The questions are what he can do consistently offensively, but you know he's a very good team player on both ends of the floor.
Now here's Carter Williams. Now here's Monk. He kicks it to Kid Gilchrist. Just 5 on the clock. Will it go? It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Brent Winslow definitely a plus defender, and that's one of the strengths of his game.
Well, what I like about his defense is certainly there's a foundation coming from Duke University, but he's always within arm's reach of a shooter and understands that he can make the move to get there, to challenge a shot, and not ever be out of position.
Here's Carter Williams after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Some nice passing here by Charlotte. Monk dishes to Kaminsky. Buries the long-range jumper. Kaminsky's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Carter Williams against Wade. Johnson kicks to Winslow. On the wing, Ellington. Over Monk. That one wide left.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
A 3-pointer off the mark.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
A shot by Ellington, no good. Hornets trail by 5. And here is Kid Gilchrist. 6 points for him. Got a piece of it. Hernan Gomez kicks to Kaminsky. Connects from 3-point range. Kaminsky's got 6.
Well, in this day and age, big men shoot more and more 3-pointers, and he's fully capable of a triple.
There's the screen. And it's Wade penetrating. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on Michael Carter-Williams.
As soon as Dwayne Wade sees that chance to drive, he's going to put his foot on the gas pedal, runs right into the teeth of the defense.
First trip to the line for him here. That free throw good from Wade.
And you look at all the accomplishments, all the great moments from Wade's career. No doubt he is going to the Hall as soon as he's eligible. One of the greatest 2 guards to ever play.
And Wade drops them both. And it's shocking when you look at the numbers that Wade has had over the years. He never won an MVP award. Certainly, Greg played like an MVP in some of his seasons.
But the rest of the accolades are there for D. Wade. All the trips to the All-Star game, the first team, all defense, the all-NBA teams. But most important to him and his legacy are the 3 NBA titles.
Now Monk. Following the miss by Frank Kaminsky from deep.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
The shot's good from Ellington.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
17 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Carter-Williams. They set the screen. Now Monk. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And so it's the Miami Heat heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Clifford. What was the biggest problem for your guys in the first half?
Well, you know what? We're a defensive team first, and we've been good defensively. We've been organized. We weren't that in that first half, and that's what we got to concentrate on to get the game going back our way.
See if you revert back to your form in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They've got the 7-point lead. And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
Looking at Charlotte, Kenny, your thoughts?
They need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling with, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back to Charlotte, the Duke Energy Center, the building in the foreground there. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. One guy who's been getting it done is Malik Monk.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
Well, we saw that in the first half, and he's constantly on the move and slipping behind the eyes of the defense to work closer to the rim.
Miami leading by 7. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Olynyk down low with Whiteside. And it's Richardson in at the small forward position.
Just a tiny bit of room there for Josh Richardson. And once the screen gives him that, it's golden.
The Hornets shooting not great, 40% for the game. Walker with it. Screen by Howard. And Walker kicks to Lamb. Stolen by Waiters. Here's the break. Here's Dragic. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And a cued in Hassan Whiteside on that play. Great at playing within the offense and then spotting the open man.
Williams a screen. Here's Batum. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Batum with the ball, and it's Waiters picking him up. No good from Lamb. Miami leading by 11. And here's Richardson outside. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Howard's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Olynyk with the steal. In transition, here comes Miami. Richardson's running. Heat moving the ball around. Whiteside, and it's sent back by Howard. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the 3rd quarter. Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Waiters. Picked by Williams. And Lamb kicks to Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Looking to get back on track here. And Whiteside sends it back.
Well, they got to be more active on offense and maybe a little bit more aggressive going to the rim. 0 of 4. Not impressive thus far.
It's tipped. Dragic the pass to Whiteside. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. From deep, Richardson at basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Well, the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Offensive rebound, Howard. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Howard's got 12 points in the game. Miami leading by 12. Dragic kicks to Olynyk. In the corner, it's Richardson. For 3. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Howard's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Batum against Richardson from 12 feet out with the putback. And Howard with the second chance points. He's got 14.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Now here's Waiters. 10 points for him. He dishes it to Richardson. Here's Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
In the 3rd quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And the Hornets call time here. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with the win.
And their aggressiveness on D, for me, it felt like that was the advantage that turned the tide for them.
Well, fast and physical, sometimes you can get lost if you get out of whack. They had great discipline on that end of the floor, and that led to some key stops, and they got the win.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the 3rd quarter of play now. Now the pass to Howard. Down low. Here's Walker. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Dragic with it. He's picked up by Walker. In the corner, it's Richardson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his 3rd assist on the night.
The D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Now here's Williams. Basket good. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter. The Heat leading by 11. Right side a screen. Richardson dishes to Olynyk. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, whenever Whiteside has a chance to dunk, man gon' dunk.
Charlotte's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Now here's Walker. He's got 9. There's a good screen. Now here's Lamb. Tight defense on him. 5 to shoot. And good that time.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Lamb. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Richardson the pass to Dragic. And Olynyk kicks to Waiters. Back to Olynyk. Waiters on the wing. To the middle. And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about them. Big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these 2 squads.
And Dwight Howard, the first pick overall in the 2004 draft. At his peak, he won the Defensive Player of the Year award in 3 consecutive seasons. And Brent, he's the only one.
I think you have to at some point just realize what it is that Dwight Howard has been for the length of his career. A lot of people had tremendous expectations that he was going to dominate offensively. It's just not been the case. He has led the league in rebounding 6 times. He's been an 8-time All-Star and will probably end up being in the Hall of Fame.
And he can't get the first one.
And Howard knows exactly what he's out there to do: defend, rebound the ball, and be aggressive in the paint.
And the second free throw, good. Here's Dragic. He has 7. Right side a screen. And here's Richardson. And Olynyk kicks to Waiters. Back to Olynyk. The 3. Here's Whiteside. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Whiteside's got 6 in the quarter.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Lamb with the ball, and it's Waiters picking him up. And Lamb kicks to Walker, and there's the feed to Williams. On the wing, Lamb. He's guarded by Waiters. And Whiteside sends it back.
As soon as Whiteside positions himself, he just spikes that one away. It's like he's playing beach volleyball.
The Heat leading by 11. Here's Dragic. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Waiters dishes to Whiteside. Shoots from 14, and it's Miami with another.
Yeah, certainly an attitude change at halftime after sort of wandering around in the first. He's kicked it into gear here for the second frame.
And the Hornets call time here.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. And a look here at the shot chart for Walker.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
But he stays with it.
Well, he's got both height and length, and that time showed them both.
Johnson, the pass to Ellington. Feeds it to Wade. Pass to Winslow. Kicks it out to Johnson. 3 on the clock. Wade for 3. Herman Gomez grabs the miss. Gomez has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Whiteside, earlier in his career, didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor.
And Miami has possession after the basket by Charlotte. Wade passes to Adebayo. He feeds it to Winslow. Good ball movement here by Miami. Here's Ellington. Here's Adebayo. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
One shot.
And that one misses. Hornets trail by 13. Monk, no one around him. It's good from long range. Monk's got 14 points for the game.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
Wade kicks to Winslow. Adebayo passes to Wade. Johnson sets the screen for Wade. Lets it go from 11. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Winslow. 5 points in the game.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
Now here's Carter Williams. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Fires from 14. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better.
Here's Wade. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
This is why Dwayne Wade has been the superstar he has been. Harm and hoop on that play.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
One shot, gentlemen.
Wade is a very consistent performer from the foul line. This is why you always avoid fouling him if you can.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And a chance to check out the stats for Winslow. His last 10 games, he's right around 5 points a night, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And you look at his skill set, and I think it's just a matter of time before he commands a bigger presence on this team.
Yeah, just a bit rough around the edges, GA, but he has the tools. He just needs to sharpen them.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. 6 points for him. Shoots over Winslow. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Now, here's Monk. He's got 14. Shoots over Ellington, and that one hits back iron.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
1:39 left to play in the third. They set the screen. A nice shot by Winslow. Winslow's got 5.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kaminsky kicks to Kid Gilchrist. Dishes to Kaminsky to stop the drought. There's the call on James Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him. And so here's Charlotte. 19-point game. They set the pick. Monk kicks to Hernan Gomez. And it's Kaminsky, top of the key.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter. And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Now, here's Wade. 9 points in the game so far. Ellington kicks to Winslow. Four on the shot clock. Ellington from outside. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
A terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Winslow is screen on Kid Gilchrist. Now the dish to Winslow. Launches a 3. And the miss. And so it's Miami riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
All right, put together 3 or 4 stops in a row. Come on, just concentrate on good basketball right now.
Compressing it down to these few minutes, Eric Spoelstra asking his guys to focus in defensively.
And talking to one another, quicker rotations, the help has to be there on time if they want to come up with these stops.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The forwards are Kid Gilchrist and Kaminsky. Monk is out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup for Charlotte. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Well, fabulous pass there from Justice Winslow sets his teammate up in a perfect position.
Hornets trail by 17. Now Carter-Williams passes it to Monk. And no good. And Miami the other way now. They host the Clippers after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Winslow. Not going to go that time. Some solid defense from Kid Gilchrist. Kicks it to Kaminsky. Kid Gilchrist with it. Shoots over Winslow, and Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
Yeah, not a perfectly set screen there, but got him just enough room to get that shot off.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
So both teams making some changes here. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He told them one thing. He said, no mistakes from here on out. We've got a good lead. Don't take chances. No dumb fouls. Smart basketball the rest of the way, guys.
Waiters dishes to Dragic. Here's the screen. He kicks it to Richardson. Batum with the ball. Now guarded by Dragic. Howard setting the pick for Walker. Screen by Howard. Batum with the three. It's hauled in by the Heat. Dragic kicks to Olynyk. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man.
Hornets trail by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Olynyk against Williams. Batum wide open. He fires. Again, Batum missing.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Olynyk the pass to Waiters. Makes it off the glass.
Well, Waiters and confidence, they go together pretty well.
For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. There's the pick. Screen by Howard. Here's Lamb. The Hornets rebound.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Now here's Waiters, covered by Lamb. And Waiters kicks to Whiteside. He dishes it to Richardson. Shot clock at 5. Whiteside sets the pick for Richardson. Whiteside, no good. Hornets trail by 17. Here's Walker. It's hauled in by the Heat. Olynyk's got his 7th rebound here tonight. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Screen by Olynyk. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Just a heads-up play by Dragic there, getting the foul, getting the shot up, and getting contact.
Watching the way Dragic can slice through a defense, it's easy to see why he is one of the better playmakers in the league.
Well, Kevin, over the past 2 seasons, almost averaging 6 assists a ball game, and you think about who it is that he's been surrounded by, there's not a ton of shooting out there. So if the roster picks up a couple of other dead-eye shooters, those assist numbers are going to go up for Dragic.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Dragic.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage. And he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
Here's Richardson. Following the basket by Jeremy Lamb. Puts it up. No good from Dragic.
I'm just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
Williams. That's tipped. Dragic against Walker. Right side, no good. And Greg, with Dragic in his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic.
Here's Lamb. After the made shot from Goran Dragic, here's Walker. Good on the 13-footer.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now here's Dragic. Whiteside kicks to Waiters. Back to Whiteside. Whiteside missing again.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, it came up short.
Now here's Lamb. He's guarded closely, and it's Dion Waiters with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Miami on defense. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter, and Lamb kicks to Walker. Walker missing again.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Now here's Dragic, and there's the pass to Waiters. Shoots from the right block, and no good. Great D that time from Batum. Now here's Lamb. He's guarded by Waiters. Sinks the triple.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
The Heat leading by 14. Now here's Dragic. Right side a screen. Dragic dishes to Waiters. Stolen by Walker. Drops in the breakaway layup.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Now here's Dragic. And there's the feed to Richardson. Pass to Olynyk. And it's sent back by Howard. Outside Batum. Walker the pass to Batum. Some nice pass in here by...
Oh. A good decision right there from Dwight. Excellent awareness on that particular play.
He'd have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Dragic kicks to Richardson. Misses and the dry spell continues. Hornets trail by 10. Pulls up. High post. A shot by Batum. No good.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Here's Waiters. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, that's some good O there. Always like to see them getting those interior looks.
Howard with this screen on Dragic. Walker goes in. Shoots over Dragic. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 9 points in the quarter.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Whiteside, a screen on Walker. Dragic gets the bucket.
Well, when you have an outstanding point guard that's making outstanding decisions like Dragic does, it can be lethal.
And here is Lamb. To the inside, and stolen by Whiteside. Here's Richardson. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Richardson's got 19 points.
Nice to see the versatility in the way that Josh Richardson is scoring it here.
Here's Lamb. Feeds to Walker. Fires from the line. Dragic with some nice D. Here's Richardson. The kick out to Dragic. Waiters on the wing. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And here are the Hornets now, trailing by 17. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Howard kicks to Williams. And finished off by Williams.
I like to see Dwight Howard have some alertness on the offensive end, not for himself, but for his teammates sharing the ball that time.
Dragic against Walker. Screen by Olynyk. In the corner, it's Whiteside. 6 to shoot. Here's Dragic from outside. No good that time. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. And a wide open look for Lamb. And Charlotte again with the bucket. Miami leading by 13. Here's Richardson. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Man, sometimes there's dunks and then there's mean dunks. That was a mean dunk.
Charlotte's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. That's a 2-pointer from Walker. Miami grabs the miss. Whiteside's got his 16th rebound on the night. Here's Waiters, and then Waiters with the jam.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
Here's Walker. After the Heat pick up 2, he feeds it to Howard. pick by Williams. There's the triple. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. And Miami shooting 55% in the fourth. They are executing late. Now Dragic. Pass to Richardson. Inside. Clock at 6. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Heat.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
Find the lane.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And with this win now, we're all square, 1-1. 2 more games yet to come in what's proving to be a very competitive season series.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for Hassan Whiteside.
He did all the dirty work that they needed, clearing out space underneath and securing rebounds.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. They set the pick. That's a two-pointer from Walker. Walker missing again. The Heat shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Johnson kicks to Johnson. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right. And some changes here for the Hornets. Monk comes in for Lamb, and it's Carter Williams in for Kemba Walker. Adebayo is checked in for Miami. Ellington comes in for Josh Richardson.
One shot.
And that one falls for Johnson. They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
Now here's Kaminsky. Over Johnson. Charlotte no good that time either. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ellington kicks to Johnson. Adebayo passes to Winslow. Here's Adebayo. He's covered by Kid Gilchrist. Winslow with it. And he converts the layup.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You could see the focus. You're ready to do battle.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Well, Dwayne, you won the game, but you lost the rebounding battle. How did you overcome that?
I don't know. You know, we have a knack for finding a way to win, and we've always had that here. You know, we got to do a better job. You know, we can't get out-rebounded like that and expect to win, so we got to figure it out.
Sure you'll be working on it. Thanks, Dwayne. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.